Hello out there and welcome. My name is Sharon Froshin. I am the Chief Operating Officer for the Discover Your Path U platform, where we believe that every life can teach and everyone can grow. To that end, I'm also the host of this show, The Connection Sessions, in which we bring together practitioners, entrepreneurs, marketers, artists, spiritualists, mentors, and students to connect to community, learn from each other, and grow. And with me today, guys, super special treat. We have the Chief Marketing Officer for the Discover Your Path U platform, Misty Flanagan, who also runs her own business known as Coaching by Misty. And Misty is pretty much the driving authenticity engine behind our platform. She is the one who is all about be you in all that you do. So I'm super excited to have you, Misty. If you wouldn't mind sharing with us how you came to life coaching, how you came to DYPU, and why authenticity is so important to you.
Sure, and thank you so much for having me on. I've been loving these sessions, man. It's pretty awesome. So I came to life coaching through kind of a long personal development journey that started off when I woke up one morning and I was completely miserable with my life, and it was confusing for me because I had everything I thought I always wanted. I was financially stable for the first time in my life. I was in a relationship with somebody that we never argued or anything. I was, on paper, I had everything I ever thought I wanted, and I was miserable. Just to the core miserable. So it took me a long time to figure out why. Like, I would dig into, when am I actually happy? And when I was happy was, in these little places where I was off by myself. And that's when I kind of realized that my relationship, I had just kind of cloned to the other person. And he was somebody that was very much like, my opinion is my opinion and anything else is wrong. And it was very stifling. But I had just conformed to that because it was giving me all this other stuff that I thought I wanted. So I went through this very long period of trying to figure out why I was miserable, what I was looking for. And it came down to that authenticity, to feeling like I was in a place where I couldn't be who I really was. I was pretending to be somebody else so that I could have all this crap that at the end of the day I didn't care about anyway. So I made some pretty drastic life changes, pretty drastic. And when I came out of it all and I was feeling amazing, I continued down the self-development path. And I read a book, You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. And I love the book. I love her to death. And through the whole thing, she's talking about coaching and my coaching clients. I'm like, what's this? I ain't never heard of this stuff. What is it? And I started looking into it and things. And I found, ICF, and I was like, I don't have 10 grand to soak in stuff. Like, who's just got that laying around? And eventually I stumbled on Udemy and a whole bunch of really affordable classes that led me to the coaching communities, which really has become like my driving passion is all of these people coming together with the purpose of trying to help other people. Like, how cool is that? And through my own thing, the authenticity has stuck to me so much. And I've seen so many people go off and try to be a life coach, and they're trying to emulate like the Tony Robbins or the other big names, or they're going through some 6-figure coach thing where it's like, oh, if you just hang out on the beach in a bikini while you do your lives and tell everybody how rich you are, they'll want to give you more money. And it drove me crazy because I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I don't think other people should. If you're out there trying to help somebody, do it as yourself. It's just not even fair to your clients if you don't.
That's very true. You and I both kind of share that frustration with people who will create something and then just invite their entire friends list to it, because it's not really creating your own brand, and it's not really learning your own brand. And it's not also, I think for me, and you can tell me whether or not you feel the same way, if we don't know what our ideal client is or who the person is that we're actually supposed to be aiming this at, the person that we can help, we're really just creating white noise. Would you agree?
Oh, yes. Yes. And, the internet doesn't have enough of that or anything.
None. Not at all.
What coaches do is intensely personal for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't know, like being a gynecologist and walking up to women on the street and being like, hey, you want a free exam? Like, can I get to know you a little bit first? So yeah, I'm a huge person that is like that cold tactic is just, it works great for so many other things. But when you're saying, I want you to trust me, to hand me your problems and hand me your worries and give me everything that's been holding you back, and I'm going to help you through it. I feel like they need a first date first, like, let me know who I'm going to hand this stuff off to. So yeah, it's definitely one of the things I try to encourage, like build a little bit of trust, let people see who you are.
Indeed. I'm super excited because I get to interview you and then Her Majesty Karen Richards tomorrow. So it's like that double dose of authenticity. And one of the things that Karen is really big about, and I know that you guys work together really well as a result of this, is that she's really big on identifying what it is that you do, who it's for, and why. And I think often life coaches, we fail to do that because we've come through programs like ICF where it's like, oh, you could coach anybody. You're going to be perfect for anybody. And we have so many life coaches that are now entering into the professional arena, honestly believing that, well, my services are good for anybody, and they can't find purchase. They can't find a foothold because they're not focusing in on what makes them passionate. So how do you advise, life coaches who are just starting out to find that niche?
It's hard. It is hard. And I went through probably at least 4 of them myself before I landed where I was. And beyond niche, because people get into the niche thing and then they're like, well, who is it, a male? Is it a female? What's the age range? Where are they in their life and stuff? And that stuff is very helpful. What I usually tell people is start off with the kind of problems that you would like to help people solve. Yeah. Because especially new life coaches, all right, and I did this and you did this, I've seen hundreds of people do this. We get out of our training and we're like, oh my God, I'm Misty and I can crush your limiting beliefs. And I'm going to your core values and I'm going to get you in alignment with your stuff. And we fall into coach speak. Yeah. And normal people don't know or care what that is. They're like, I don't have limiting belief. What the hell is a limiting belief? And you're like, it's that thing that you need me to fix. People don't.
Got me rolling.
People don't know our lingo. They know if I walk into a crowded room, I go into an anxiety attack that nobody likes me and I want help with that.
Yeah.
That's what and beyond that's what they know. That's what they're Googling for, man. I could pull you up some statistics right now and show you ain't nobody searching for life coach. People are searching for the problems that they have. So if you start off with the type of problems you want to help people with, and then go into who do you want to help with those problems. And fully expect, if you are brand new, that this is going to change like several times. I don't know how many times I've seen people or myself, like, I'm going to help people with this. 6, thank you. You're like, I am so going to help people with this. And you get your first couple of practice clients, and then you're like, oh, I kind of
that sucked.
Yeah.
And that's why experiential learning is so important as you're developing as a coach, is you get the chance to get out there and try on those different ideas. Because we have this, especially in today's, the coach trainers that are available out there, nobody's teaching, hey, guess what? This isn't going to happen right away. You're going to need a little bit of time to figure this out. And it's more important to invest that time up front and then come out of the door swinging in your wheelhouse than it is to just get out there right away and be scattering a bunch of information out there that just gets lost in the wind.
Oh, yeah. And be flexible to change and find what you really love. Passion, people tend to think about passion like this is what I'm passionate about, and it's what I've always been passionate about. It can develop.
Yeah.
You can do something and then be like, dude, I kind of like that. And then you do it again and again and again, and it becomes a passion.
Yeah.
So have the flexibility to allow yourself to try stuff and allow yourself to not like stuff. It's okay. When I went into more of the branding marketing coach sort of thing, I got flack from some, like, that's not real coaching. You're not going into the deep stuff. You're doing this fluff, stupid selling to other coaches thing. That's not real coach. To hell with you. You're not my client, my potential. Go away. At the end of the day, if you're looking to do this for a living, to be an entrepreneur, to make this your career, if you're going to be miserable in your career, just go work at Walmart. Let yourself find what you truly, at your core, authentically like, and then do that.
Yes. And that is actually what brought you and I together in the beginning to start formulating Discover Your Path U, is because you and I had both been through schools of thought in the coaching world where you had to be this one thing, or certain people in that world of coaching got sidelined or got told that they were less than, or, chunked down on the social hierarchy. And you and I are both very much so invested in whatever it is that you are. Do that. Don't do somebody else. You can learn from other people. You can learn the basics of modalities and how to do things. But then after that, invest in figuring out who you are.
Yes, exactly. If somebody's heart is at helping people, there should never be somebody going, well, you can't do it that way, or you can't do it this thing isn't helping people. To the person that told me that what I was doing was shallow and stupid and wasn't really coaching, well, I know that I've impacted other coaches that have gone out there that are doing the deep emotional stuff that isn't necessarily my thing. And they're making a difference, partly but because of what I did to help them. So hell yeah, keep that. If you want to be spiritual in it, if you want to be religious, if you want to pull out your tarot deck, if you want to do your energy healing, if you want to dance around crystals in the forest naked at night, I don't give a damn. If it helps people, you should have a team of people cheering you on to do it exactly the way you want to do, because there are people out there that want to hire the Tony Robbins knockoffs, and there's people out there that want the pragmatic people, and there's people out there that want the crystal dancing naked people too. Be you, and you're going to find your tribe.
Yeah, I think one of the most profound experiences I ever had, and it's with one of the members of our platform, Donna Silviero, was that I was in an experiential learning group, and there was a coach there who had little to no experience. And she was in the position of being put into the coach role and was having a fair amount of anxiety as a result of that. And Donna said the most profound thing. She looked at her and said, "Do you care?" And the coach looked at her and said, "Well, yeah, I care. That's all you need." And that rocked my world, because it was like, that's true. That's really all that this is caring about whether or not that other person's problem gets addressed. How I have to do it, I don't care. I just want you to feel better. So shout out to Donna, who really at an intrinsic and deep-seated level grasped that level of authenticity that allows us to show up as whoever that we are.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm a fan of Donna's anyway, so we'll give her a shout out.
It was a really big moment for me.
And it's true. That's all you need, is the heart to want to help people and care, and yes, the practice and the knowledge and the skills and everything, definitely. But dear God, don't let anyone paint you into a box, man. I can get down to the scientific level and the combination of DNA between your parents all the way back to the beginning of man, if you believe in evolution and all that. You are literally the only you in all of history, mathematically, period. That is it. As similar as we may be to each other in some ways, we are each uniquely us, period.
Yeah.
And there are billions and billions of little tiny, completely against the odd things that had to happen over thousands of years to create you.
Mm-hmm.
So, dude, own that. Love it. Show it to the world. Why would you want to, try and go be somebody else?
Indeed. And I think a lot of us as coaches get lost in that biological drive to be accepted, which is, again, ages and ages old, because back in the day, before we had all this wonderful societal stuff, if you weren't accepted by your tribe, you were going to die alone. But now in a world where there's 8 billion people on the planet and social media connects a great deal of them, there's a tribe out there for you somewhere. There are people out there who want to hear your message. And this clinging that we do to, well, I need everybody to like me, prevents us from actually reaching those specific people.
Yes. And the way to reach those people is to just start getting your voice out there and just do it. Just do it. And I promise you that will be more effective than going into some group and spamming 200 people where you don't know who they are, what they want. They've never met you before.
Yes.
And I promise you the number of likes on your Facebook page doesn't really matter, guys. It gives you a dopamine hit. It feels kind of good. That's it. It's finding
Those
the
people
right.
will have like a ton of likes on that page and zero interaction.
Yeah.
Like there won't be any action going on the page, because the people that you've attracted to the page don't really care about your message.
Yeah. If that's all you're looking for, go to Fiverr and pay $20 and they'll get 10,000 people to like your page tomorrow. But if none of those people are engaging with your content, the Facebook algorithm isn't going to show anybody any of your stuff anyway. You could have 1 million followers on there. It doesn't matter. You're talking into a void. Talk and get your voice out there and get it connecting to the people that are going to engage and that are going to care. And then build relationships with them. I've had so many people that have been like, well, how do I connect with my potential clients? I said, you go find where they're hanging out and join the community and be part of the community.
Yeah.
Well, try spam them. And I said, no, dear God, you don't do that. You go and you authentically become a part of their community. You answer questions, you get interested in people, you show people who you are and that you care about them. And then people are going to be like, hey, that Sharon chick's kind of cool. Let me see what she's all about. And
That's
it
true.
goes from there. And you know what? It might not be you're going to build this into 6 figures in a year method, but it is the feel-good method. It's the one where you're caring more about the dollars, more about the people than the dollars.
I lived in a small town prior to leaving a few months ago. And in that small town, I never placed an ad. I never had to go. All I did was join the community and volunteer. And through simple conversations, people identified what my career was and began to ask me questions because I showed interest in them. And coaches often lose the fact that this is, like you said at the beginning of the interview, this is a very personal relationship. I'm opening up to you at a level that most people probably never see me. And if you haven't, through your actions, not just your words, demonstrated that you're interested in your clients, they're not going to want to open up to you.
No, I mean, we're not selling t-shirts here, guys. This is more involved than that. And people don't care about you until you care about them. You said it perfectly there. And it's true. And that goes to so many different things in how we present ourselves. Like even websites, I'll tell you what, I cringe every time I open up a website and the first thing you see across the banner is, this is me, da-da-da, me. And I'm like, unless this is your grandma or something, they don't care yet. They're not there yet. They want to see, hey, can you not walk into a room with people without having a panic attack? I can help you with that. And then they're going to go, oh, yeah, that's me. Okay, well, okay, this is what you can give me. This is what you can do. Well, now I give a damn who you are. Now I'm going to, and it's that so many coaches are just like, hi, I'm certified NLP, CBT, hypnotherapy, ABC, DEFG, and nobody cares until they know that you care about them and you can help them.
That's so true. And Her Majesty, who I'll be interviewing again tomorrow, was talking about how failure is just learning. We're so tied into the idea that if I try a niche or a problem that I want to work at and I fail at it or I don't like it, oh my God, I can't do that. And the truth is, that's just learning. You can't learn without identifying what you do and you don't like. And just because you've identified something that you don't like doesn't mean that quitting that is failing. It means that you're pursuing your bliss. And your bliss isn't always right here. Sometimes it's a process of, I like this, I don't like this, I like this, I don't like that, I like that, I don't like this.
Mm-hmm.
That is how we develop who we are. And what would you say to the coach who's out there like, I have to do it perfect right out the gate?
There is no perfect. Perfect is an illusion.
Right?
There literally is no perfect. You just have to go into it with a heart to help people. And be kind to yourself and let yourself, say, that sucked. I don't want to do that anymore. Because the truth of the matter is if you're forcing yourself into a niche or something that you don't really like that much, you're doing a disservice to your clients to begin with. They deserve the best that they can get. And that is going to be someone who lives and breathes and is passionate about whatever problem they're having. If I had someone reach out to me tomorrow, like, I'm trying to deal with my deep-seated emotional trauma from my childhood and this and that, and I'm going to be like, I'm going to give you a couple names to go because I'm not your girl. And that's okay. It's okay to not help everybody. You find the people that you can really, really, really help and that you're going to love to help, because guys, this is hard. This whole running your own business and finding this is hard. And if you're not doing it in a way that makes you happy, you're going to quit. It just,
Indeed.
it is what it is.
And Margaret Gunderson-Doxey, who is the Discover Your Path U CEO, is on here, and she said, these are people's lives. If you can't talk to them in a general way, why would they want to talk to you in private?
Yes.
And that's so true. If we're just out spamming people on the internet, that wham, bam, thank you, ma'am style, what would make them think that you're going to have any type of bedside manner in an actual session?
Yeah.
That isn't going to happen. And then we have Karen Richards is just blowing up the chat, and it's awesome. She put in parentheses, be perfect-ish.
Yes, perfect-ish. It's okay to suck. But yeah, I mean, the random spams and stuff like, hey, come like my page. It's the equivalent of just like walking up to people on the street and asking them for something. Like just walking up to people you've never met, you don't know who they are, you don't know what they're about or what they're looking for, and being like, yo, can I have a nickel? Can I have a nickel? Can I have a nickel? Can I have a nickel?
It's panhandling for all intents and purposes.
No one's going to resonate with that. Nobody cares about that,
I mean, that's basically sympathy if they do it for you.
Yeah, exactly. And they're not going to engage and they're not going to care about you. And you don't even know if they're the people you want to talk to anyway. Your time is valuable. Aside from all the giving and for the clients and stuff, building a business is intensely difficult, time-consuming work. Respect your time. Don't spend it on the people that aren't going to be your potential clients anyway. The time that you spent spamming those 200 people that don't care about you and stuff, you could have spent making an authentic connection with that one person that needs your services and would be happy to hire you for them.
Yeah, and you're not going to convert dollars the other way. You could spend time spamming 200 people and make zero money, and instead focus on the problem that you want to solve, and maybe work with one or two people and end up converting that into currency.
Exactly. And if not currency, then at least networking.
Yes.
You spam 200 people, now you've got probably at least 170 of them that have a bad taste in their mouth. And if you did it in a Facebook group, you're probably banned out of the group, because that's what's going to happen if you pull it in tribal.
Mm-hmm.
But if you've gone out and tried to make an authentic connection with somebody, even if they don't end up hiring you, even if they're not actually your ideal client, you've made a friend and you've made a connection, and that can lead to referrals and stuff. I mean, most all of us have experienced that at some point or another, where, you spent time and energy on somebody because they were fun, or it was cool, or it was networking, or it was just nice to do, that later on is like, hey, I found this person that could use your thing, and I'm
Yeah.
sending it your way.
And that's actually Margaret Gunderson-Doxy, our CEO, is really big on referring. She is somebody who strongly believes in develop that network of coaches around you and have somebody for each of the issues that you might encounter that you don't cover. So if you don't cover addiction, know a coach that handles addiction, know a coach that handles, childhood trauma, know a coach that handles creativity, like Karen Richards. Know those people and then create that relationship of give and take with them through referring.
Definitely. And that's another one of the reasons why it's amazing to be in a community with coaches, aside from the fact that in most cases they're just generally awesome human beings, because they're trying to make a living and make a thing and get out there and just help people. And I mean, that's awesome. But aside from that, there's the networking, there's the inspiration, there's so many chances for collaboration, no less. I mean, look at the 10 of us coming together for DYPU, but on top of that, there was all sorts of other little collaborations going on in there. We've seen other coaches out there that find each other and resonate with, complement each other, and then they go off and collaborate. They're doing businesses together, like Ashley and Monique and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, this whole thing was heartbreakingly difficult, and I was on the verge of giving up on the whole thing before I really found this community and people that I trusted and wanted to work closely with. And oh my God, did it get easier? Like, it just gets so much easier with a tribe and a community and a group of people there working with you and honestly cheering you on.
It really does. And I'm looking forward tomorrow to discussing the business school at Discover Your Path U with our co-chief education officer, Karen Richards, which you're also a part of. You handle branding. Sammy D handles building websites and the other technical sides of the business. And then Karen Richards handles authentically creating your own business model around what it is that you want to do. And what excites me most about this is that it's something that I don't know of another platform that's teaching right now. There's the platform of, well, ask 999,999 people that you know to give $1 and I'll show you how to be $1 million a year coach. But there's not another platform that's teaching, this is how you do the tech side of it, this is how you do your branding, and this is how you create your business. So I'm really excited to get to talk to her about that tomorrow. If there's any parting words that you could give for a coach who's trying to come up with their own brand, what would they be?
Go to your heart. Get out of your head. Because when we get into our head with this stuff, then we get into things like, well, my niche has to be business executives because they're the ones that have the money, and I have to be this. And get the hell out of your head. Go down to your heart and what you love and the people that you love. Like these your potential clients, you're going to be hanging out with them a lot. They better be people you like, or the whole thing is going to be pointless.
Indeed.
Get in your heart and embrace who you are and ride that and do that. There's only one you, and there are over 50,000 practicing life coaches. And the only thing that you have that they don't is who you are. So embrace that. If you don't, it's going to suck.
Indeed.
It might work. You might make some money, but it's not going to be as fulfilling and amazing as it could be.
Which is what we're really all after, is that sense of fulfillment and accomplishment in the life of another person. So thank you so much for being with me today, Misty. We are at the end of our half hour. It is always fantastic talking to you because the passion and the drive for authenticity that you have just makes other people want to flourish. So thank you for being with us. Thank you to all of our viewers and the people that you guys were putting comments so fast I couldn't keep up with them in the feed. We will be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time with Karen Richards. Again, I'm really looking forward to that interview. That is a woman who is powerful in coaching and powerful in business creation. So if you are curious and you're wondering what is the business school, tomorrow is going to be a great interview for you to just dip your toes in and get an idea of what it is that DYPU offers. on the side of the business school. So as always, guys, thank you so much for being with us, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.